Hey guys, welcome back to Tech Talks with AK. Today we are doing second video on data structures with JavaScript, and topic of today's video is constructor function and this keyword. So before we get into coding our linked list, there are a couple of important concepts that we need to go over to make sure we fully understand what we are going to be doing. The first concept we need to cover is the JavaScript constructor function, because we are going to be building our linked list with a constructor function and all of the nodes in our linked list with their own constructor functions. To explore constructor functions, we are going to be using Google Chrome console. If you don't have Google Chrome, don't worry. This is not necessary for this video. You can just follow along with me in this video. So let's open a window of Chrome if you haven't opened yet, and then press Command, Option and J on your MacBook if you are using MacBook. If you are not using MacBook, you can open it from other way also. You can click on the menu button here, then More Tool, and then click on Developer Tools. It should open console for you. Please make sure you are on second tab, which is console. You can see it here. Now, what is a constructor function and what does it do? Well, a constructor function is simply a function that creates an object class and allows us to create multiple instances of that class very easily. What this means is that they allow us to create a lot of objects very quickly, and those objects will have same properties and same functionality because they are part of the same class. That might be a little bit confusing when you first hear it, but let's go into example to see what all of that really means. So let's take a real-time example. Let's think about Instagram for a minute. Instagram has over 1 million users, and these users are all object of same class. And they have same properties like name, username or Instagram handle, password, birthday, etc. etc. So we are going to pretend for a minute that we are building out Instagram app and we want to make bunch of different users. So let's do this by creating a constructor function. This constructor function will allow us to create multiple users or user object that all will have same properties and functionalities. The code to create this user constructor function is as follow. We will write a function called user, and notice that capital U here. We write our constructor function like it's simply because it's the best practice to do so, and it signifies that this is a constructor function and not just regular function. Inside of the parentheses, we will pass few of the values like first name, last name, and other properties whatever user is going to have. So let's say age and gender, because we want all of our users to have first name, last name, age and gender. We then assign these parameters to our user object using this keyword. So we write this dot first name is equal to first name, then this dot last name is equal to last name passed in, then this dot age is equal to age passed in, and this dot gender is equal to gender passed in. And this is our constructor function of user class. Now you might be wondering what we just did and what is this keyword all about. Well, we are going to be using this constructor functions to create a lot of users. So this keyword is simply referring to each of those user objects. Now that might sound like a mouthful right now, but let's run through a couple of examples, and I'm sure that we will understand it a lot better. So let's finally use our user constructor function to make some user objects or user instance as we call them. The first user we are going to make is going to be called very simply user1. So we say variable user1 equals new user with first name of Ankit, last name Kumar, age of 30 and gender of male. Notice that we have used new keyword to invoke our constructor function and make a user object. That's how we get our constructor function to work. Then we pressed enter and this user is now in system. To check the values of user1, we just type user1 and press enter. We can see this user1 has the first name of Ankit, last name of Kumar, gender of male, and age is of 30, what exactly we passed here. Let's do one more example. This time we create user 300. So this time we are creating user 300. So we just say user 300 new user with the values. Let's say Divya is a first name, then Singla last name, then age 25, and gender we say female. As soon as we press enter, this user 300 will be in the system, and to check it we can just type user 300 and it will give us the values of the user 300. So it has age 25, first name Divya, gender female, last name Singla. So we can say she is now in the system. Now you might be wondering how all of these properties got assigned correctly, and that brings us back to the this keyword that we mentioned earlier. So when we created our constructor function, we used this keyword to assign these properties. When it comes to constructor function, the this keyword does not refer to the function that it is in this case the user function. It does not refer to this function, but instead this refers to the object that created by the using of constructor function. In simple language, this keyword we used here is not referring to the user function or user constructor function. This keyword here is referring to the object of user class created in the next lines. So it is saying if I use this constructor function to create an object, make sure that properties and the object are first name, last name, age and gender in this case, or whatever you want them to be when you create your constructor function. Then I am saying set the first name property equal to the first name property that is passed in, and set the last name property equal to the last name property that is passed in, and so on. And that's it. That's how a constructor function works and the role of this keyword plays in the constructor function. When we get to finally coding our linked list, we are going to make two constructor functions. One constructor function for a link to list and another constructor function for our nodes that will be inside of our linked list. And if you are still a fuzzy on exactly how all of this working, don't worry. We will be spending a lot of time with these concepts so they will become more clear as we move on. That's all for this video guys. Thank you for watching my video. In next video we will cover prototype object and linked list in subsequent videos. Please stay tuned. If you find it useful, please like it, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to get notified about more technical interesting videos from Tech Talks with AK. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you.